What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Blue Jay Tay, and I am back again with another one. You were prepped for this exact moment, so live it. I feel like so many times what happens in life is we may ask God to be put in a certain position of success or even to adapt some form of happiness and stability. And then when we get there, we don't necessarily know how to live in it. We don't know how to flourish in life with the things that we may ask for. You put in the work, you put in the time, but right now it's time for you to do more. If you've thought you've reached your peak, you're mistaken, because you have way more energy to give. You have way more work to put in to exceed all limitations that were ever put on you. The amount of work that we normally think that we have to put in to get to a certain place probably isn't even a fraction of what's actually required for us to get there. Usually we don't know how much pain and how much work our body can endure until we're put in that position or we're exposed to certain work. But everything that you've done in your life, everything that's led up to this point, you were prepped for this exact moment. So now is the time to actually lock in and live in it. Do whatever's necessary to fully break through. Don't allow yourself to get a small portion of success and then ease off the gas and just go on cruise control, because that's not what you need to do when you're at the finish line. When you're at the finish line, you need to go extremely hard and really break through and make a name for yourself. But the work that you put in, you will be rewarded for it. You just can't stop. And I feel like one of the main reasons why a lot of people may stop working, or they get in this position where they, like I said before, may ease off the gas, is really just comfortability, allowing themselves to get complacent because they see a little bit of success. But I'm telling you right now, little versions of success is not worthwhile. They are not going to last forever. The only way that you truly leave your mark and make your impact on life is if you do what no one else has done. If you allow yourself to break records that nobody else has broken. And you could do this. You have the capability. You may have the mindset, but the type of work that it may take, you haven't necessarily been exposed to that yet. So this idea of working that hard is non-existent. But just give it everything that you got and more, and see how your life starts to transform. See how your goals and the things that you may set forth for yourself are coming to pass. But right now, what you need the most is your ability to stay locked in. Tunnel vision is something that's so hard for people to keep because it's easy to get distracted these day and age. We got social media that constantly even distracts me to this day. Then you got, the fact that we're young and people want to go out and enjoy themselves and hang around certain crowds and be in certain environments that really don't do nothing for them. But the more tunnel vision you have, the more you're able to keep your eyes locked in on your goals and what you have to do, the more likely you are to be successful in the long run. But them long nights that you had working them 12-hour shifts, them long days where you may have been contemplating life and questioning whether or not you're actually meant for this, you are meant for exactly what you tell yourself you're meant for, because you're in control of your life. You're in control of how your life turns out. And not only that, you're in control of everything that goes on around you. Everything that you have direct access to, you have the ability to change. But let where you're at be the driving force behind where you want to be. We should constantly be thinking growth. We should constantly be thinking what's next in terms of life. Because once we stop growing mentally, then we stop living, in my opinion. And where you're at right now should not be the peak of the mountain for you. You have more work to do. You have more goals to accomplish, and you have more limitations to exceed that the people may have put on you. And not only that, you really have to prove yourself wrong. Because oftentimes, we may not even know it, but we may mentally tell ourselves like, I don't know if I can do that. I may try it, but the odds of me doing it are slim to none. And we may sell ourselves short of our actual ability. But let right now, wherever you're at, whether you're living in your mom's house, whether you have your own place, you may be struggling to pay rent, or you're just not in the position that you want to be in life, let that be the driving force behind where you want to get and what you're going to do to get there. I don't know about y'all, but when I was at my lowest points in my life, I never sat and just thought that, okay, I'm here and I'm just going to accept this for what it is. I was constantly moving. I was constantly trying to find a way out of that form of struggling and going through those hardships, because nobody wants to be living paycheck to paycheck. Nobody wants to be unhappy. Nobody wants to be in a position that does not make them comfortable, especially in the long run. That's why I'm a firm believer on the fact that you got to use your pain and take that and get creative with it. Anything that you may go through, should just add more fuel to the fire. It should be something that motivates you and pushes you to get to that next level. But we can't go through certain things and just ball up and get fragile and kind of cry and not do nothing about it. We're in control of our lives and where we end up. And each thing that happens to us, it's up to us on how we react to it. And with that being said, if it's up to you and how you react to it, that's going to dictate where you end up, then you have to learn how to use it in a positive way. You have to learn how to use it as a driving force behind why you do what you do today, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to continue to persist through those tough times, because they're going to come no matter who you are. But you're going to have to get through them. You're not going to be able to run from it or go around it. You're going to have to run directly through everything that you fear. Everything that you fear. Really just keep that in mind, that everything that puts some type of fear in your heart, whether it's, being alone, whether it's moving away from your family, these are all things at some point in your life, in order to fully grow, you're going to have to face and go through. You can only run away from certain problems for so long. And this exact thing happened to me. But when you go through it, you feel a sense of not only just pride, but you feel a sense of courage, because you knew what it did to you mentally back then. You knew the challenges that you were facing, and now you finally gained the courage to go through it, and you just feel way better about yourself. You gain more confidence, and you believe in your ability to go out and do anything that you want to do. But work hard in silence and let success be your noise. And I feel like that's one of the most common things that I see nowadays, is because, people often just speak way too soon before they even get to that point of true success, before they even get to that point of actual stability. People start bragging, people start acting different to those that may be around them. And for y'all watching this video, I really want y'all to just take the time to take in, the process as it presents itself. Don't allow yourself to get so big-headed in the moment that you psych yourself out of what's to come, or you play yourself out of your position, because that's exactly what will happen. If God sees that you're not humble, or you're not necessarily appreciative of the things that you have, then He will take it away from you. So to avoid all of that, really just understand that you always have more work to do. No matter where you're at, you have more stuff to do. You got to put in more time. You got to put in more effort. There is somebody out there that is working 12 hours a day. If you're working 10, if you're working 12, there's somebody out there working 13. Just always think that you could be doing more. Always think that there is somebody out there working harder than you, and you have to play catch up. Because once you put yourself in a state of mind where you're playing catch up, you're never necessarily satisfied. And that could be a good or a bad thing, but in the moment, in the present day, it's definitely a good thing, because you're not selling yourself short. You're constantly working. You're constantly building, trying to get to a certain point, because you know that there is somebody out there that is working harder than you, that is going to get the success that you want. And you have to keep up. No matter what, you have to continue to put in the work, so that you're not too far behind, so that you can exceed the people out there that's in a position that you want to be in. So everything that you've ever went through in your life, it prepped you for this moment. It prepped you for this moment where you have to be strong, where you have to be mentally grounded enough to overcome certain challenges that you may face. But right now is your time. Right now is the time for you to fully lock in. Right now is the time for you to cut all distractions. Right now is the time for you to let the people go that are not adding value to your life. If they do not do anything in terms of your personal growth journey, or if they're not helping you get there, then they simply don't need to be around you. You have to let certain people go in order to reach certain points in life. And at the end of the day, what can you do? But really just take the time to choose you. Take the time to put in the work, and don't even think about it. Just think about it later. But right now is the time to be focused. Right now is the time to grind, because you have somewhere to be. You have a train that you cannot afford to miss, because I promise you, your life depends on it. So do what you need to do to get there. Do what you need to do to change your life, and not only your life, but your friends, your families, whoever that you may have around you, because in the long run, it'll all be worth it. But if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. It's your boy Blue Jay Tay. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.